Here is the Bible. You might think it's just a really old book with so many words. But in here, there are stories that have been told and retold for thousands of generations. Stories told around campfires, in front of huge crowds. Stories told around the dinner table. Stories that have been made into TV shows or films. Stories that have changed the course of history. Stories you should know. But where should you start? Well, welcome to 10 Must Know Bible Stories. Stories worth exploring.
Woohoo! That was amazing!
So, what are you doing?
Jump from up there!
There's no way I'm jumping. No.
You can do it!
No,
Jump!
I don't know.
Go on,
Okay.
Go on, Dave.
What's the worst that can happen?
You can do it!
Geronimo! Ow! Ow! Dave! Ah! Ah!
Oh no, Dave, your wrist. Is that from yesterday? Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I guess I shouldn't have jumped, but I let you peer pressure me.
Peer pressure? What's peer pressure?
Peer pressure is the influence on an individual from members of their peer group to change their behavior, to change their attitude, or to change their values.
Ah, so peer pressure is when the people around about you try to get you to do the same things that they're doing. Like when I tried to get you to jump down after me. And peer pressure can be good, I guess, because the people around about you can be doing good things that they want to encourage you to do, but it can also be bad. Oh, Dave, I'm so sorry I peer pressured you into doing that. I'm really sorry I got you hurt.
Oh, it's okay, Sue. I know you didn't mean for this to happen, and to be honest, I knew I shouldn't have been doing that. I knew it was unsafe. Sometimes it can be really easy, can't it, for friends or other people at school to kind of tempt us to do things we know we shouldn't. Do things that are wrong, do things that are unsafe, and it can be really hard to stand up for ourselves, can't it?
Yeah, but how will we know when we're being peer pressured, and how will we know when it's time to stand up for ourselves?
That's a good question. Well, I guess we could look at some examples. Like, we have one already. I knew this shouldn't have happened, but here's some other examples we could think about.
Great. Dave, what are you listening to?
Oh, I'm listening to Taylor Swift. You know, her newest album. It's great.
It's rubbish.
What?
Why are you listening to that? She's rubbish.
Well, I'm not really. I don't really like it that much.
You should be listening to Harry Styles. Have you tried that?
No.
He's really great. Harry Styles, okay?
Oh, okay. I'll try that
You should
instead.
do that. Yeah, come
Okay.
on.
All right, class, you have 30 minutes for this test, starting now.
Sue, you struggling?
Yes, I don't know what to do.
Right. Teacher's not looking. Just copy mine quickly. I know what I'm doing. Trust me.
No.
Look, she's not quickly before she looks.
What?
Just write it down. Come on.
Dave, what are you wearing?
It's my new jacket. Do you like it? Do you like it?
No,
What?
it doesn't look great, Dave. You need to take that off, honestly. But if we're going out today, you can't wear that.
Okay.
Okay?
Sure.
Now I get it. I remember all of those things happening to me when I was at school, and it was so hard to stand up for myself.
You know, there is a really good Bible story about this very thing. About someone that faced massive peer pressure and yet still managed to do what he knew was right. Daniel very quickly became one of the most important officials of the new King Darius, and all the others became jealous of him, so they tried to trap him. They went to the king and they said, "May King Darius live forever. We think that everybody should be put into the lion's den if they do not pray just to you for the next 30 days. And the king really liked this idea, and so he made the decree into law. And when Daniel heard this, he wasn't afraid, and he went home, and he went upstairs and flung open the windows, and he prayed to his God 3 times a day, just as he had done before. But sure enough, those that were jealous of him caught him in the act. And they went to the king and they said, "Daniel has broken the law. He must be punished." And the king was very sad about this, but because it was a decree, he threw Daniel into that lion's den. And he had a stone put over the front of the den, and he went to bed that night full of anxiety because he wanted Daniel to be safe. At the first light, the king got up and he hurried to the den. And when he arrived, he called out, "Daniel, servant of the living God, has your God been able to rescue you from the lions?" And Daniel answered, "My God sent his angel, and he shut the mouths of the lions. They have not hurt me, because I was found innocent in his sight. Nor have I done anything wrong before you, your majesty." The king was overjoyed, and he gave orders to lift Daniel out of the den. And when Daniel was lifted up, no wounds were found in him, because he had trusted in God. At the king's command, the men who had accused Daniel were brought in and thrown into the lion's den instead.
Wow, that story was so amazing. Daniel faced the most enormous peer pressure, but he held on tight to what was important to him, even when there were hungry lions involved, even when he knew it could get him arrested and killed.
Yeah, I mean, Daniel believed that praying to God was the right thing to do, even if no one else around him thought that. And so he wasn't going to stop, no matter if they tried to kill him even.
He must have felt so alone.
But he wasn't alone though, was he? Because God heard his prayers. God was giving him the strength he needed to stay true to his beliefs.
And God helped him. He sent the angel to rescue him from the lions. Wow.
So Daniel found a way to stay true, to stand up for what he thought was the most important thing in his life.
I wonder what's the most important thing for us. I wonder what we would hold on to, no matter what.
I think there's a challenge there, something for us to think about for a moment. What would you say are the most important things that you want to stand up for, no matter what?
Great job, everyone. If you're feeling brave, you could share those things which are the most important things to you, with a friend or a teacher. Or maybe you could even share them with your whole class.
Yeah, and if you want to take it one step further, you could even come up with some sort of agreement with your friends or others in your class about how you're going to respect one another's values, about how you're going to commit not to peer pressure one another. That would surely make everybody's lives better.
That would have made a big difference to me when I was at school. I know that. And if you need a reminder, you could always think about the story again to think about why this is so important. So you could retell the story to each other.
Oh, I know. So you could go to the zoo and jump in with the lions and try and tell it like that, yeah?
No. Do not jump in with the lions. I was thinking more make puppets and tell the story, or draw pictures, or you could make a mask.
I just happen to have one.
Like that.
You can make a mask. Okay, yeah, so don't jump in with the lions at the zoo. That was a bad idea.
Don't
Sorry.
do that. But
Sorry.
do remember the story.
Yeah, because that's what the important thing is. Because if we're being honest, we are all going to have a situation, just like Daniel did, when people are going to want to peer pressure us. And they might be throwing us to the lions. Maybe not literally, but it'll feel that way. And it's at times like that that we believe, as Christians, that you can ask God for help. And we believe for sure that God will help you when you ask him, because that's exactly what he did for Daniel.